Hello HexCam Nation. Today we're going to be talking about Sergeant Alvin York. We are fast approaching the 100-year anniversary of World War I. That means 100 years of years gone by. Sergeant York was a conscious objector. Now, he didn't start out like that. What he started out as was a gambling, alcoholic, rough and tumble guy from Pall Mall, Tennessee. In 1914, he became what we call today a born-again Christian. And unfortunately, 3 years later, for him, he was drafted in the Great War, what people call Double One. Well, he tried to get conscious objector status, and that didn't work out for him, so he went anyway. The Americans found themselves in the Meuse-Argonne offensive, and him and 16 other guys went over behind enemy lines to try to take out some German machine gun nests. Well, they were pinned down, and 9 guys were immediately taken out, 6 killed, 3 wounded. York found himself the only guy, the ranking guy. The other guys took cover, he got in the prone and started taking these guys out with his rifle, and there was immense German machine gun fire coming down on top of him. But he got through it, knocked them out. He said it was real easy, it's easier than shooting turkeys, as he put it. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Now, at this point, he was either reloading or out of ammunition, and 6 Germans rushed him. Now, I'm not gonna shoot this, but I did bring in 2 expert shooters, and here they are. My first shooter will be JB Waltermire. Now, he is in the top 10 in the world with Wild Bunch Cowboy Action shooting, which is 1911. JB, thanks for coming out.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and you were also an F-15 pilot?
Yep.
And an ASOS commander with TAC-P.
Yeah.
You got the whole get up and everything.
Yeah, it's Wild Bunch. Shoot 1911s, and then you have lever guns, so usually use about an 1873 Winchester, 40 caliber above, and then you'll use a shotgun, which will be either an 1897 or a Model 12.
Our next shooter is Joe Hahn with Integrated Tactical Training, and he was well, we've gone over this before in some of our other videos. You're never just an ex-SEAL or a former SEAL.
You're SEAL forever, forever SEAL.
Joe?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
So what do you think about this?
What we call a worst situation imaginable. It definitely has to have some amazing tactical focus, and keeping your eye on the prize. That's life, limb, or eyesight right there.
Yeah.
The aspect that he started at the back, so if he hits the first one, they don't scatter. He keeps them all in line as they come forward. Whether they saw him or not, I don't know. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool-headed if you can start shooting at the back when the guy closest to you still has his gun. And
we kind of talked about, hey, 25 yards, you're probably going to hear a 45 going off, but if you guys read anything by Lieutenant Colonel Grossman, sorry, he talks about guys being in gunfights, auditory exclusion, and stuff like that. These guys have been, exchanging rounds all day, so it's not probably something that wouldn't distract them, rounds going off, and they're kind of staunching, kind of looking around. So picking them off from the rear forward keeps you from going, all right, they're picking us off because that guy in front of me didn't drop yet, so maybe they're shooting at me but not shooting me. That's a very good mindset and tactical decision. Like the guy behind you's dropping, but you're looking at the guy in front of you and like, all right, all my buddies are still here. And if you're the back guy, it's kind of
oh yeah, all right, well, that's the gist of it. I guess the best thing we can do now is go out there and shoot this and see how it goes. And you guys are gonna start from the farthest target and work your way forward. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Guns up, let's do this.
Yep.
kind of put a modern spin on it. We'll start standing from the holster, obviously engaging closest threat first and working our way back. That way we can kind of do it as what I've kind of repped and trained it a lot of. Probably moving a little bit because never really range shot or target shot regularly. It's always shooting and moving when in a tactical situation like that. So when I go for it, I'll be shooting and moving as I kind of move offline.
Wow, that was something else, and I tell you, that makes sense. It's totally believable. Not that we were trying to deny anything, but you know, just a few seconds across 25 yards, and how fast someone could shoot in 1911 in various different positions, because we don't know exactly what he shot in, and taking those 6 enemy soldiers out. What did you find the easiest and the most difficult in that?
So the most difficult, probably was the fastest reaction when the last one I did with just rolling over and getting sights on target. I still had really good hits. It's just seems like the most unstable platform. Then the first one, actually coming to the knee, just seems more tactically sound because you have that stable base. You know, it's part of that fundamentals. You know, your base, grip, you know, sidelines, all that stuff. But coming up to that knee seemed to be the quickest as far as being accurate. But the last one I did, just coming up like the reactionary, hey, I got to pull from my hip and go for it. That seemed to be the fastest. No, overall, I mean, it's completely doable. And I could see him shooting guys from the back to the front. Like you said, JB, it just makes sense. Like, especially if I've been shot at all day and I'm a German guy, it's one of those things that I'm used to hearing rounds all day, so the shots firing is not a big deal. But my buddy in front of me dropping is something that I would react to. So thinking back, like, all right, that guy was like, hey, I'm gonna pick them off from the back to the front, so that they're not really reacting until, you know, 7 seconds later.
Testament to his quick thinking on the spot.
Just
thinking.
Stone cold ballsy. I just can't imagine it. And that, you know, the hardest thing for me would be it was actually not wanting to shoot the closest thing, and then doing the double taps and everything else. So you're shooting one-handed, you're coming off another fight. And you're turning around and you make a conscious decision to start at the back because that's how you hunted. Okay, now you fall back to your habit patterns. My habit pattern, I fall back to my wild bunch action modes to start out with. It slows you down. Shooting one-handed, that's a totally different game, and it's not something that I've trained to, but it is doable. And I think it's totally within the realm of reason that he took out 6 soldiers that were coming at him in a heated combat. That's just ballsy though. That is just my hat's off.
Well, he was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. It was upgraded to Medal of Honor, and also he was promoted to sergeant. So, and then 30 days later, after that event, the war was over. So, just goes to show you how intense the fighting was, even up to the last few days or the last few weeks of the war. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Joe.
Pleasure.
JB.
That was fun. Always,
awesome.
always a pleasure to shoot with you.
Yeah.
All right, HexCam Nation. See you next time.